Hi guys, haven't heard from me for a long time, so we've got a lot to catch up on. I want to run through 12 points why the rapture is closer than you might think, okay? So I'm going to rattle through these points, and then I'm going to point you to four of my best videos that I've recently watched on the subject. Here are the 12 points, guys. You are living in the last generation before the rapture, the 70th year of the fig tree, Israel becoming a nation. It ends on the 14th of May 2019, marking the end of the 70th year since Israel became a nation in 1948. Okay, so here we go. Here's the prophetic signs. Are you ready? Number 1, the Revelation 12 sign and the blood moons. Okay, number 2, the Jubilee cycle completed by Trump, declaring Jerusalem the capital of Israel. Okay, number 3, the Babylon cycle leading to Israel's punishment, becoming a nation, and the Six-Day War 19 years later. Number 4, the fulfillment of the Gaza prophecy in Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 4. Number 5, Damascus, the destruction of Damascus. The prophecy is almost here. Number 6, the Jewish Temple Institute, ready for the third temple to be built, together with the red heifer, the dispensation. Number 7, the 4 signs of grace fulfilled, and the last 5th sign of grace at the rapture, when the dispensation of grace will end. Number 8, lastly, the start of the infamous peace treaty, the covenant that the Trump administration will sign shortly after the 14th of May 2019. That's the Israeli celebrations and the elections that are coming up there. Number 9, the imagery of Joseph and Rachel. Rachel's first love, but he had to marry Leah first due to a veil that hid Leah from Rachel. Okay, it speaks of the church being Leah, basically. His first love, Rachel, symbolizing Israel, and the veil that's over Israel's eyes so that they can't see the Messiah. Okay, and the 7-year period. That's what that imagery speaks of. So Joseph marries Leah first. In other words, Jesus marries the church first. Okay. Then we've got the imagery of Moses returning to Egypt after he killed an Egyptian, but he returns with a Gentile bride and a staff. The imagery there is Jesus returns with his bride, the church, with the rod of iron, and his bride, the church. Then the story of Joseph, number 11. The story of Joseph, whose coat was dipped in blood, who saves the surrounding countries from a 7-year drought, during which his Gentile bride is in the palace. The Gentile bride doesn't suffer the tribulation. She is in the palace. Okay? Also, his coat there dipped in blood, just like Jesus when he returns. His coat is dipped in blood. Okay, then 12, lastly, the early Christians believed that Jesus would return after 6,000 years, and this is like Barnabas, who was with Paul. Some people say, oh no, they thought Jesus was coming like in their day. No, they didn't. They saw 6,000 years. Okay, and here's the videos. Okay, so this is the first video of a chap who sums it up. He doesn't tie himself into any dates. Here is the story about Barnabas, and that the 6th day represents 6,000 years, so he knew that it would happen 6,000 years later. And here is the guy that discusses Jesus is coming, ready or not. Excellent video. He goes through a lot of that symbology that I just talked you through. And then lastly, I just want to draw your attention to this video here that just basically speaks of the probability or the possibility of macro evolution just happening by chance, and that is an impossibility. In other words, to sum it up, guys, this video will tell you the difference between pseudoscience, which is a fake science, versus real science. And how do you know the difference between the two? The answer is mathematics. Mathematics will always back up real science, and mathematics is telling you here that macroevolution based on chance, okay, is impossible. And that, therefore, the only conclusion you can draw is that you have a designer. So enjoy. I'll put all the links below and get you guys next week. Bye.